Hello folks, I'm the Web Productions, and today we are going to set up your Fallout New Vegas game to work with mods so that it does not crash, as well as has a really good and steady frame rate. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the mod manager that you should use for Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Fallout 3, Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim, a lot of the Bethesda games, and that is none other than Mod Organizer 2. I will put a link to all of the things I'm going to talk about in this video in the description of this video, so you guys will not have to worry about a darn thing. So I am not going to go over how to install Mod Organizer 2 because there is already a video tutorial right here that you guys can watch. After you watch it and have it to where you have this screen, not all the plugins, but at least this screen, I will then continue with the tutorial. But for now, pause this video, go over to that video that I talked about on the Mod Organizer 2 page, watch it, get it all set up, and then you should be fine. Make sure that you set it up for Fallout New Vegas. And then I'll be right back. Alright, so now that you're probably on this page with not as many plugins as I have right here, you should be able to go and continue on with this tutorial. Hi guys, so this is kind of towards the end of the video, and I forgot to mention this in the beginning, which I have put this at the beginning. Whenever you get Mod Organizer 2, and you have everything, and you only have New Vegas and Fallout Launcher, only these three files here, you need to launch Fallout New Vegas first, just to get it registered to Mod Organizer 2, so it can actually register Fallout New Vegas, and everything will work fine. Now, see you guys, cut back to me in the past who forgot to say this. First things first, I'm going to go over how to install a mod on Mod Organizer 2, so you guys are able to follow along once we do the other required mods that you need to have a stable Fallout New Vegas game. So first, I'm going to head over to Fallout New Vegas Nexus, scroll down, I'm going to re-download the Solar Scorcher Mark II made by Tactical. Now, this one does require New Vegas Script Extender, but at this point, you're not following along with me. You're watching this just so you know how to install a mod. So slow download with the mod manager. Now, before I go on to Mod Organizer 2 to show you guys the rest of the steps, if you have another mod manager already that could possibly conflict with this one, I recommend that you just use Mod Organizer 2. If by any chance the other one, but if you can't really download the mod, then I will go, if you can't really download the mod because you have another mod manager and you want to use this one, which is Mod Organizer 2, or the one that you have, I'll go over really quickly how to install a mod with Mod Organizer 2 in very simple steps without the mod manager download. So whenever you download it, you see it in your downloads, double click OK, and then enable, and you have your mod in your game. It's as simple as that, really. But let's say for instance with my example that I said before, that you don't have, that you rather just use this, that you can't really use this one for other things, or you want to use your other one as well as this one at the same time, then you click manual download, you download the mod with manual download, you open this up in your files. I usually drag this onto my desktop, but if you have yourself a file that you just want to keep there, then it's completely fine. I drag it onto my desktop, then you go into Mod Organizer 2, right click in an empty space, and then click install mod, and then here at the desktop, scroll all the way down And then you should see the Solar Scorcher. Click it, open it. Okay. And then you have the exact same thing, except now the version has this red right here. It's completely fine because it's completely fine. But if you rather just do it by Mod Manager download, but you have your other application, then this is really the only way that you can do it. So with that as an example, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this so we can continue on with the tutorial. So let me go over here to a NuVegas script extender and X that out. So in the description, there is also NuVegas script extender. Now, this is a very, 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 just echo in the distance, very. Don't have any effects, so I'm not going to be able to do that, I am afraid. So, okay, let's just continue on. So, NuVegas Script Extender is a plugin. Not really much of a plugin. It's much more of an essential program to help you out with your Fallout New Vegas game. Now, this one is made by the modders on the New Vegas Nexus and was approved to be updated on here. Now, for many of you, you might get yourself a link to a page called Silverlock. I recommend that you go to this one instead, because this one's the most recent updated version of New Vegas Script Extender. So, whenever you clicked the link that I have in the description, you then go over here to releases and you just click on the recent version. Click it, and then you're popped up to here. Now, you're going to need to install 7-zip if you haven't already to extract the files. So, whenever you click on it, you install it. It opens up in your downloads folder. Then, you need to open up your Fallout New Vegas folder, which is located in wherever you have it, where Steam is, Steam Apps, and then Fallout New Vegas. Click that. Then you have yourself your entire Fallout New Vegas directory. Now, yours is not going to look exactly the same as mine because I'm a modder and I've done a bunch of things to my game. So let's just follow through with the rest of this tutorial. So next, right-click it, hover over 7-zip, extract files, click OK, and then you will have your folder right here. Now, whenever you open it and you look in here, you have all of these right here. None of these files will ever make your game corrupted or corrupt your computer. These are all safe and are easy and fast to download. So you select each one of these. I normally don't do remind me. I don't select it, but if you just want to select all these and then drag them over, that's completely fine. But for me, I do Control and click, and then I just select all of them, and then I drag these over to my Fallout New Vegas directory. No, I don't. You can, but for me, I copy and I paste. For me, it's going to say replace the files in the destination. You don't need to do this. It'll already drag over and then it'll be right there in your folders. But if you already have it, you just replace the files in the destination and you'll be good. So now you have yourself New Vegas Script Extender in your files. Now, on Mod Organizer, right here where it's the executables, if you have it now, normally what I would do is, if you still have Mod Organizer 2 opened at this point, you would just need to close it, then open it back up again, and then normally, now this is normally, now if it doesn't happen with you, then I'll go through the steps of how to add it to your executables if that is not the case. Normally, this will already pop up on your executables, New Vegas Script Extender. But if not, you click Edit Let me do that slowly for you guys. You click edit, then you click the plus sign, add an executable from file, and then it'll go ahead and go straight to Fallout New Vegas directory, and then you just have to click New Vegas Script Extender Loader EXE. You add that, and then that's your New Vegas Script Extender loaded. But if this file right here already shows up, then you do not need this file. And to remove a file or remove an executable, just click the minus button, and then you're good. Apply, then click OK, and now you should have New Vegas Script Extender ready to go for your Fallout New Vegas playthrough. Now, the way that this works, the reason why that I suggest New Vegas Script Extender, it makes it to where your game does not have a certain bug or a certain error called, it does not make it to where your game overloads. It actually adds up a lot of memory to your game so that you won't get the out of memory bug. This is a required thing. This is a required application for your game to work. The best thing about it is it also tracks achievements on Steam, which is also an absolute amazing achievement. So, after we're done with that, let's go over the next thing that you need to manually put in to your Fallout New Vegas directory, which is none other than the Fallout New Vegas 4GB patcher. Now, what this does, this allows it to where you can download gigantic mods. For instance, Fallout New California, as well as other mods. This also is required for Tale 2 Waste if you have that installed and such. So, whenever you download it, you manually download it right here. It's a very small download, but it's a really great application. So, it's in your downloads. You click your file thing to open up your downloads folder. Right click, 7-zip, extract files, OK. Open it up, and then you have src, and then you have yourself the exe. Now, you don't need to run this every single time you start up New Vegas. You only need to run it once. So, for me, I'm going to copy and paste it over to my New Vegas directory, or the New Vegas file that is under Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Fallout New Vegas. Never download anything in data unless if you're just wanting to download mods manually. We already went over how to download mods manually with Mod Organizer 2, so I recommend you guys do that rather than do it the old-fashioned way, because then it overloads your data folder. So, now that you have it installed, you have yourself the exe right here. Now, whenever you click it, for me, it's already patched, but for you guys, if you're running it the first time, there'll be a couple of code things, and then it will say Fallout New Vegas E has been successfully patched. Then you press any key to continue, and then you're good. Fallout New Vegas has been successfully 4GB patched so that your Fallout New Vegas game can handle a lot more mods than usual. But there is, of course, other mods that are essentials for Fallout New Vegas. These first 3 are essentials. These last 3 are for you guys to decide. Although I am going to tell my opinion about why I use them. So first, and you could download all these using the Mod Manager download or the manual download way that we did before if you have another Mod Manager. So, New Vegas Anti-Crash. This makes it to where the game does not crash as often as it does. So, it really helps you out if you're just like traveling along and then you accidentally crash and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to save. Oh crap, I'm back in Doc Mitchell's house. So, New Vegas Anti-Crash really helps out with a bunch of crash errors that you might find, and it requires New Vegas Script Extender. You could just download it and then enable it like we did before. Then there's New Vegas Tick Fix. New Vegas Tick Fix is a very great mod that helps you with maintaining FPS, not having screen tears, as well as fixes a bunch of stuttering. Like a bunch of stutter that is in the older games. Like for instance, stutter in FPS, so like it can be like 60 smooth. You move over one moment and then you lose 20 FPS. This will fix your issue. Automatically done, and it'll automatically help out your game. Now, whenever you download New Vegas Tick Fix and enable it, with whatever type of provider you're using, for instance, NVIDIA or Radeon or whatever it is that is related to any of those two, you will have to cap your game at a 60 or 63 FPS. I recommend that value because if you have it at 73 or 80 FPS, for a lot of New Vegas characters, they were built on a 60 FPS engine. So their mouths will just move really fast and then they will still be talking. So to avoid that issue, have it to where it's at a steady 60 to 63 FPS, and then you'll be completely all good to go with your Fallout New Vegas playthrough with frame rate. But then we have ourselves the last ones that we're going to talk about. Behold the one magnificent bug fix that is the mod limit bug fix. This actually helps your game to where you can download over 100 mods for your playthrough. Now, for me, I use this even if I download any mods whatsoever. And I recommend if you're just downloading at least like 50 mods, still download this one, because it will still it'll actually make it to where your game actually runs better if you have this one installed. I've noticed it before with my game. Next three, these last two are going to be sort of essentials depending on what mod you use. This one is kind of opinion based. So there's this version as well as the unofficial patch for Fallout New Vegas. I use YUP personally because I think it runs way better. Of course, I haven't run into any issues because I haven't done a full playthrough of the game because I've been having to play Fallout 3 modded, and I still need to go back to that. And that's something for another day. But who cares? Let's go on. I'm not going to do that in the gold voice. Let's go on with this. So, with YUP, you download it like anything else, but if you rather do the unofficial patch, you can use this one or the unofficial patch, which is also on the Nexus, which is also on the Fallout New Vegas Nexus at the top. You can just download it and then you'll be completely fine. It really is opinion based. I recommend asking around, but for me personally, I use YUP and I've not found a single issue yet, so I download it like that. Next two are actually script extender plugins for Fallout New Vegas. There are mods out there that require these plugins, and if you are a modder or wanting to become a modder out there, I recommend that you use these two because these actually extend it to where you can script more things into the game. But if you're just a regular person and are just modding the games, there are some mods out there that are really good that require this, which is JIP, and Johnny Guitar. I still forget about this every single time. But these two are actually essentials for plugins in case if you're using a gigantic DLC size mod or any other mod that requires more scripting are going to either require any of these two. For instance, functional post-game ending uses these two, and you actually need both of them for it to work. Functional post-game ending is a really good mod out there that allows you to actually play Fallout New Vegas after it's done with the ending. so you can still explore around, have your Spurs that go jingle, jangle, jingle all the way, and after you've downloaded all these mods, and then you've opened up Fallout New Vegas, I'm going to put this at the beginning of the video. Give me a second. Okay, so now that we're back from me telling you guys about the Mod Organizer 2, of like having to launch New Vegas first and then going through the steps. Okay, so now that we're here at the end, your Fallout New Vegas game should work fine. If it does not, message me on Twitter, message me on YouTube, message me on Twitter, message me on YouTube, or contact me in the Discord, at Discord. I have a channel Discord that you guys can join. If you guys have any issues, I will create channels to help out with these issues. But for now, I am here to sign off and wish you all a fantastic day. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Good night, everybody!